guys, welcome back to 31 days of Spooktober. I'm Lipsy and we're on the last day. I want to say before we go anywhere in this video, thank you so much for the support that you guys have shown me. Thank you to the admins of the groups that have let me post my video in different places, and thank you so much to you guys who have subscribed to my channel to see more of me. I just wanted to say as well, I won't be leaving this kind of genre behind. This is something that I fully intend on carrying on with doing, especially since I have so many more places that I can actually go and visit once lockdown is over. But I really want to make sure that you all know this channel is still going to be doing spooky stuff. I'm not going to stop that at any point. Again, thank you for your support, thank you for your kindness, and most of all, I hope you stick around. So, for our final video guys, I'm going to be talking about Aberglasney house. So this is a house in Carmarthenshire. It's a medieval estate and it now serves as a kind of tea rooms, museum, gardens, that type of thing, so people can go there to visit. So it goes all the way back to 1257. It was actually the centre of where gruesome battles would take place. So it was the centre for many bloody battles, and some of the fields and the kind of forests nearby still echo the memories and their names, like Caer Tranc, which is Field of Vengeance, and Caer Orchain, which is Groaning Field. So in 1803, this is when we have full accounts of what the house was and who it belonged to. The estate was sold to Thomas Phillips, and he was actually head surgeon at the Honourable East India Company. In 1824 he died childless, so the estate actually ended up going to his sister's son, John Walters. In 1867 John died and left it to his granddaughter, Marianne Emily Jane Price. In 1872 the house was advertised to let. So it was actually rented out then until 1902, to when Marianne moved in with her husband, who was a soldier. In 1908 the husband died and Marianne ended up saying that she couldn't handle it anymore, so she left the house and she moved to London so she could get away from the memories of her late husband. It was passed around a little bit to different relatives. It was requisitioned for the army at one point even. And this house became more and more known for its bad luck. Everyone who went there seemed to die, and children seemed to die young, and animals would die in the grounds, and just everyone used to have really bad luck when they lived in this house. So in 1995, Aberglasney Restoration Trust purchased the house and restored it. It was open to the public 4 years later, so 1999, and now, as I said, it's open to the public for afternoon teas and museums and that type of thing. So this place is known to about 90 to 120 ghosts. In 1630, this is where one of the legends and the tales take place. It was early morning and a housekeeper had seen disembodied candles, the Cannwyll Corff. We're more than used to that now, aren't we guys? She saw them floating around the room that the people were painting. So people were painting and plastering this bedroom. This bedroom belonged to 5 chambermaids, so they would share the room together, it would be for free, and then they would work in the day for money. They were painting it a light blue colour, and the chambermaids were a little bit concerned that it wasn't going to be done in time, so they just put the fire on ready for when they went to bed. They thought it would just dry it quicker. So they got settled into bed later in the night. The walls were still a bit damp, and they thought, we'll just leave the fire on overnight, it's fine. The 5 chambermaids never woke up. Isn't it weird that a Cannwyll Corff, said to warn people of death, was there that morning? 5 candles represented the 5 chambermaids, possibly. It said that they had choked from asphyxiation of the fumes from the fire. That wasn't the last that we ever saw of the 5 chambermaids. In 1930, the house had grown over with ivy, so every single window was covered, and then the lady who owned it asked the gardener to come over to fix it. So he came over and he went through the whole house, picking off the ivy, cutting it down, going one window by one. It was then that he got to the blue room, as they call it. And when he got to the blue room, he started to undo the ivy, from the top of the window to the bottom. He said that once he got past the amount that he needed to cut off to be able to cut through it with the scissors, he looked in and he could see people in there. And he didn't think much of it, he just thought that someone was in there doing something. Once he cut it down, he realised there were 5 women looking back at him, all in Victoria era getup, 5 women. He believes that it was the chambermaids that he saw. They looked shocked to see somebody for the first time in that long. And they said that they're still there, now, haunting the place. Only ever together though, never apart. Obviously guys, the Blue Room is the most haunted. We don't even need to say that. People have gone in there, felt people brush past them, being tapped on the shoulder. They've heard footsteps behind them. They thought people stood next to them when they weren't. It's also said the Pigeon Wood, the forest directly behind the house, has a curse on it. It's known for a murder taking place there. Someone killed a fugitive on these grounds. And to bear in mind that there was also battles on these grounds too, it only makes sense, right? It's said that if you go back there, you feel a general sense of unease. People feel freezing cold there, even in the best summers there have been. And you just feel down. You feel low and scared and frightened. All the negative feelings come over you. Obviously, most haunted have been here. Need I say that? They've been everywhere. And a lady having coffee last year said that while she was sat there, she watched someone in a Victorian era outfit reading a book next to her. The man who owns it spoke to her and he said she seemed totally sane. She just said what she saw was insane and she didn't believe it in her own eyes either. But she said there was definitely somebody there and she blinked and they were gone. The place is known for cameras not functioning there all the time. And the apparition of Thomas Phillips himself has appeared there. There are phantom footsteps all over the building. And in the basement there's often a young girl seen. She looks like she's cooking but she's facing against the wall. That would creep me out. That would be too much for me. No, I couldn't cope with that. And then lastly, it's a local legend that if you live in the shadow of the mountain behind it, then you're cursed. All of the houses around this area have been cursed. People go there and they die. They have divorces. They get ill. It's just creepy. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this whole time. It's been an amazing 31 days. Please let me know in the comments if you've enjoyed. I will be doing this again next year, I promise you. And like I said guys, don't worry, these spooky stories aren't stopping here. Please subscribe to me if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell so I can tell you every time I upload. And as always guys, never let anyone dull your sparkle.
It's not for me to say you love